Today it looks like we have a good day to do some painting, so what I wanted to do, we've had our primer drying, and I like to let the primer dry at least one day overnight, preferably two. Just an old school way of dealing with things, even though I know you don't have to do that. Now the next thing on this, I want to take and wet sand this all down. See if there's any spots still on this that need to be addressed. And if the weather is decent out there, and it's been variable all day, while we had the baby here, it was looking like rain, looking like sunshine, but it would be nice if I could at least get it in silver. Now, the reason for getting it in silver is I want to see if it's going to be a good match to this. Because again, Vlad has bought some pretty expensive paint here. This is not the inexpensive paint, and it should be a really good match. And if I can give him a holler and let him know that the paint match is good, then he'll be ready to bring the decal over, and we can finish up this project probably in a couple of days. Anyway, we've done all the repairs on this. If you haven't seen the videos before this, we made this piece from scratch, fixed a lot of the tabs on this, made the tab that goes in the back here. Some of the carbon fiber here had to be reinforced. That had to be reinforced. Some of the stuff we had to make. So the whole point is here we want to get, and it's a very important thing that we've seen not go right in the past, is when you buy this real expensive paint and it really doesn't match. Now in the case of the silver, to get silver to lay down right, you really should put one coat on with the gun going in this direction, one coat on going this way, one coat on at a 45, and if it still doesn't match, one coat on this way. Potentially 4 coats of paint. So once we get this sanded down, we'll see if it's, well, not if it's our lucky day, if it's Vlad's lucky day. And so what we want to do here is, with our 600 sandpaper, I just want to gently sand this down. This will get any orange peel that's on here off, any little flaws that we can fix at this point in time. What this is going to allow me to do, get in there and fix any little flaw. Although this looks like a pretty, these parts are in pretty nice shape. All of the repairs we did to them were on the back. But even so, we don't want to compromise this, even one little step with this. And the 600 paper, it'll impart a really nice finish to this, making our buff out and everything else just that much easier. Yeah, this is really going to be, hey, I'm kind of excited about it. This is going to be really nice when it's done. There's one spot over here I do remember, but I'm just looking for these spots. And you can always leave out steps. That's always when you know, if you're painting a dirt bike or something. But in our case, we're trying to do this in the same way that, well, as good as we possibly can. We'll leave it at that. And that little spot that may need a little touch up. No, not really. Yeah, that came out okay. No matter what you do, you can always, the more you sand apart, the more you're going to pick up little flaws, little angles, edges, little things that just don't let it be perfect. And I know for one that my friend Vlad, with his motorcycles, he's very passionate about it, as I am, that they be as nice as possible, as clean as possible. And something about, as you get older, seems like you appreciate having this level of equipment, where when you're young and you're just, I don't know, you don't appreciate it as much as you do when you're old. That is if you make it to old age. Not all my friends made it to old age. I've been one of the fortunate few. Okay, so we're gonna get set up here. I gotta mix this paint. Now this is some pretty expensive exotic paint that he had. Every time I hear that word exotic and expensive, I think it's gonna be a pain in the ass to use, but maybe not. But it's the match we want. And again, I'm going to have to give it 3 or possibly 4 coats. They have to be at different angles. We'll prep this all up, get a tack rag down, and hope that it's our lucky day. Why do I always say that? Because sometimes it isn't your lucky day. I've had a few of those. I've had a lot of those. Anyway, as we come up on the end of our painting season here, I hope we're going to be able to wrap this up and then get into some serious riding this summer. Summer's coming fast. We have a lot of new places to go and a lot of new things to do and a new camera to try, and my God, it's just going to be fabulous. It should be the summer of a lifetime. Anyway, when that's all sanded down, we're ready for the next step. We're going to test that silver paint out. Now this was really difficult jigging this up. I'm not sure this is even going to work. But we got to give it a try. Let's see if we can do it this way. It'll be challenging, that's for sure. We're going to have to make something better by the time we put the clear on, because this is just a little too fragile for me. I got to hold one finger on it. Well, we'll see. Definitely going to need 3 coats here, that's for sure. Now, a lot of times these parts, making up the jig to hold them is more work than the paint. So this is one of them. I'm going to have to, while this is drying, I'm going to have to come up with something else. Something a little bit better. We'll see. Get this first coat on. It's going to need 3 coats. There's no point playing. It looks like it's going to be a pretty close match. We'll find out. I wanted to get painted back there too, because you're going to see that when the mirror's on the bike. Luckily we don't have a lot of wind today. Yeah, what worked, hopefully up to this point, is I put a zip tie through one of the mounts. Now what I'm trying to do is go back and forth with the 90-degree angle sprays. It looks like actually the sun came out, which is in our favor too. Very difficult part to paint because of the way we have to hold it, but we'll figure something out. Now let that dry, get the 3rd coat on, and that's all we'll be able to do today. Now my gut feeling is once we put the clear on here, this is going to be a really good match. But I'm obviously not sure at this point in time. But anyway, this is going to have to dry overnight before I can really make an evaluation of it, but we'll see. And as always, thanks for watching.